What's up, everybody? It's Andy Drifter here, and thank you for tuning in. Today's video is going to be part 6 of some of my favorite autographs that are part of my collection. This is going to be the UFC edition. Over the years, I have been quite fortunate. I have attended a lot of live UFC events. I've met some of the greatest fighters along the way. So the autographs that I'm going to show you, some of them were obtained in person, some of them I just purchased. I hope you enjoyed this video, but before we get into that, please, if you haven't, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and here we go. This here is an autographed 8x10 by UFC legend Randy Couture. He was part of the early beginnings of the UFC. Back when very few people watched it, it had more of a cult-like following. Of course, now it's mainstream. He is a 2-time light heavyweight champion as well as a 3-time heavyweight champion. He is a practitioner of several forms of martial arts: boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Greco-Roman style wrestling. He was a wrestler in college. He was also a former U.S. Army drill sergeant. He still has the record for most title fights, 16 of them. After fighting, he went into movies, most notably appearing in all 3 of the Expendable movies. I'm sure at some point they'll make a 4th one, and he'll be in that as well. I purchased this autograph. This was through BigEventNY.com. Tom Unger and his wife, Michelle, the proprietors of Big Event, are always running fantastic deals. Check them out. www.bigeventny.com. And if you happen to live in the New York, New Jersey area and you are a wrestling fan, then you're probably aware of the Big Event, which is held, it's a big autograph show held at least once or twice a year, usually somewhere in Queens or Long Island. The next one is in November. Big names always appearing at those shows. Randy Couture has appeared at one of them. So there you have it, an autographed 8x10 of UFC Hall of Famer Randy Couture, and it is certified by PSA. You are now looking at an autographed 8x10 by the Preacher's daughter, former bantamweight champ Holly Holm. She is currently on a 2-win streak as she heads into UFC Fight Night on May 21st, as she squares off against Ketlin Vieira in the main event. Of course, Holly Holm shook up the world in November 2015 when she beat the heavily favored Ronda Rousey. TKO head kick. One of the most satisfying finishes to watch in UFC history, in my opinion. I could watch that over and over again. I didn't care much for Ronda Rousey then or now. Prior to her MMA career, she was a pro boxer. She is in the Boxing Hall of Fame. And she is the only fighter to have a boxing title and a UFC title. Pretty impressive. Now, since beating Rousey, she has gone 4-5. Not the best record, but in her losses, she still puts on quite a performance. She is 40 years old at the moment, so perhaps she is at the end of her run, although she is in great shape. Very entertaining and positive Instagram. If you ever get the chance, go on and check it out. And you can rest assured that once she hangs it up in the UFC, she will join the UFC Hall of Fame, in addition to her Boxing Hall of Fame status. I was lucky enough to get this autograph in person last November at the Big Event in Queens. She's as kind as can be. Very pretty. She's got a great signature, as you can see. And this autograph is certified by JSA. So there you have it, an autograph 8x10 by the Preacher's daughter, Holly Holm. This man's name and face are synonymous with the UFC. Veteran ring announcer Bruce Buffer. This is an autographed leaf card. I don't think many people know this, but Bruce is also a martial arts practitioner. He advanced to green belt in judo, and he achieved a black belt in Tang Soo Do. His half-brother is veteran ring announcer in the boxing ring, Michael Buffer. I don't believe they met till later in life. Pretty interesting. In addition to his duties with the UFC, Bruce is also a world-rated poker player. He's got a very interesting story prior to the UFC. He's done several interviews on YouTube. I'm sure you can check him out. I was lucky enough to meet him at the end of February in 2020. I had a front row seat to UFC Fight Night in Norfolk, Virginia. I got a chance to shake his hand. This was right before the COVID hysteria hit, when people actually shook hands. So that was a highlight of the night. So there it is, a slabbed autograph card of the one and only Bruce Buffer, authenticated by PSA. And so I saved the best for last. The current #1 pound-for-pound female fighter, current flyweight champ, the Bullet Valentina Shevchenko. I was lucky enough to meet her in person and get this. This was in early 2019. She appeared at a small sports bar in Howell, New Jersey, of all places. For those of you that don't know, Howell, New Jersey is an hour and change south of New York City. She's got a great signature, as you can see. In this picture, she is featured landing a punch on Amanda Nunes. They fought twice before, earlier in their careers. Nunes won both fights by decision. No plans on either side for a third fight, which is a shame because it would be absolutely huge. Shevchenko said not too long ago on the Joe Rogan podcast that she just has no interest in moving up in weight to fight Nunes for that trilogy fight. But I think somewhere down the line it'll happen. Shevchenko is currently on an 8-win streak, and she will fight in the co-main event on June 11th in UFC 275 against Talia Santos. Santos should not be taken lightly. She is 19-1. But I'm sure Shevchenko will go in prepared and be ready to duel. She is making a solid case to become the best female fighter of all time. So there it is, an autographed 8x10 by the Bullet, Valentina Shevchenko. Bottom right-hand corner, as you can see, authenticated by Beckett. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Last weekend was UFC 274. It was a great event. I think Michael Chandler, he stole the show with the kick heard around the world against the great Tony Ferguson. And then he did a series of backflips, called out several fighters, one of whom was Conor McGregor. Will Mystic Mac respond to the challenge? I don't know. He's been MIA for a minute. But when and if that fight happens, it's definitely going to do some big numbers. Speaking of big numbers, I am trying to get to 200 subscribers, so I'm going to be doing a giveaway when and if that happens. I'll be giving away this autographed 8x10 Lawrence Taylor autograph. It's got the Hall of Fame inscription and it is certified by JSA. I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. Like I said before, please hit like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. My name is Andy Drifter. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again soon.